Hey everybody, Laura St. John here from Strong Confident Living. I'm a celebrity mindset coach in Malibu, California. Again, whether we're in the chat and we're all saying hello to each other, whether you have been with me for years and years, you've known me maybe for decades, maybe from even past businesses, my education business with kids, or you've known my kids. It's just so fun to see how we all, cross paths. And I believe in absolutely no coincidences. So whether you just stumbled upon like my TikToks or Instagram today and saw that I was doing a live workshop, or heard about me from somewhere else, or saw me on Netflix or whatever, or you've been with me for years, I just want to say I trust in the process. I trust in myself, and I trust in all of you that we're meant to be here in this moment together, because this topic is really juicy. Okay, this topic is deep. This topic can bring all kinds of emotions, negative or positive. Tonight's workshop is about 5 reasons why you are not manifesting the relationship that you deserve. Deserve is the key word of that workshop, because I believe you deserve happiness. I believe you deserve the relationships that you really want to create, that are tucked deep inside your heart, that maybe you're not creating, and it's frustrating. Maybe it's disappointing. Maybe it's sad. Maybe it's a whole number of different emotions. Wherever you are in it, we're going to clean some stuff up tonight, because with awareness, you can change. With awareness, I can change is a very common thing that I always say to myself. I'm like, I didn't know that. Okay, now I know that. Therefore, I can change. Right? So with awareness, I can change. Get a pen, get paper. I'm going to throw down so much content into a packed workshop. And I have pages of notes for today, and have been really putting my mind and my heart into this, because wherever you are today, I believe you're exactly where you're meant to be, even if it's not where you want to be. Okay. You're exactly where you're meant to be. And when you find that level of trust in the moment, you can suddenly accept, like, I'm here right now. I'm going to acknowledge all these things tonight that I may want to change and work on, that I want to solve inside myself, so I can reflect them out into relationships that are really, really important to me and my heart and my decades, to come. Relationships are key, and yet they're so sometimes very, very challenging. So as a mindset coach, if you're brand new to me, my job is to help you get unstuck. That is, I am an unstucker. If you are feeling stuck in any capacity in your relationship, whether you don't have one or you have one and you're always trying to fix it, you're like constantly looking at it and feeling maybe disappointed versus seeing progress, I am here to help you get unstuck. And then from getting unstuck, which is the point of tonight's workshop, 5 key areas that you may need to get unstuck in, 5 key areas that you may need to clean up. Then the job is to roll up our sleeves, and we then do the work. So in tonight's broadcast, I'm going to feature these 5 key areas that you're going to find you may have one or more of things in common with thousands of other people that I've coached through this process. And I have coached people who have gone through tremendous hardships, tremendous things that you would not want to wish upon anyone. Years and years of abusive relationships that they've been able to have the courage to leave. Unbelievable amounts of sadness or struggle that they're now super happy, or they're engaged, or they're married, like whatever it is. I'm not here to diminish anything in terms of what you might be struggling or up against. That is not my job, to poke at the problem. Okay, I'm not here to poke. What I'm here to offer you is kind of shining a light on, hey, do you do these 5 things? Because a lot of people do, even if they've got great intentions. And here's, like, once you are aware of these things, like what the flip needs to be. So I'm known for something called Flip It, because my job also as a mindset coach in helping you get unstuck is to help you see that, the negative side exists, but then so does the positive side. So for every negative, there's an equal and opposite positive that awaits you. And whether you are stuck right now pushing against relationships or relationship problems that you do not want, That's all the negatives, right? I'm here to help you flip it through these 5 key areas to to a very clear path of what you do want. And then again, it's the cleaning up process. So once you're aware, then you can take it from there, in terms of how do you then roll up your sleeves, see past the struggle, right? That's the work. How do you see past the struggle and then create from a new space that's beyond it? Because as a mindset coach, I could push your thoughts and your emotions to a new limit that maybe you haven't gone before. And that can like embellish your physical relationship, your physical reality of what you're attracting, what you're being a magnet to. So if you're not already sleeveless or almost sleeveless like me, it's warm here in California. I want you to just roll up your sleeves and make a promise to yourself right now that you're going to open your heart a little bit, maybe just to yourself. Okay. And you're going to work on this a little bit privately, and that's cool. There is a chat here. You're absolutely welcome to chit chat in the chat, because there's 60 something people on, a few hundred people enrolled. We'll see who hops in. And I just want to tell you that, again, you're exactly where you're meant to be. So get to know some of these amazing people. And if you just joined in, some of you have been with me for many years, and some of you are in my 6-week, like you just found me and you're in that 6-week, like $20, like just take my self-paced content for 6 weeks. Let me know if you're one of those, whether you're just in the first 6 weeks doing the $20 like access pass. Let me know in the chat if you're a monthly member, whether you've been in my membership again for years, monthly, like getting these workshops from me for years. Or let me know, let each other know whether you've been in the new thing that I just launched in 2022, which is the private group coaching, whether you're a member. All of you are members. Some of you are members of the 6 weeks. Just trying out everything, in all my self-paced content. Some of you have been this members to my monthly membership. And some of you are members to my new thing, the private group coaching, where you meet with me like this up to twice a week. And then like have all kinds of private forums and chit chats and Q&As and stuff with me, like we're deep, we're going deep. And then some of you might actually be a private one-on-one client with me. So wherever you are, or some of you might be brand spanking new because you just met me. And again, okay, everyone's on their own path. So I just thank you all for bringing your energy to this workshop. Let's get to work. Let's do this. So after working with thousands and thousands of people, I really want to share with you these 5 key things. And then again, how you can start cleaning them up. So I got all my notes, and this number 1 is a juicy one. So now it's the time to take out your pen, because you're going to, and definitely admit the stuff in the chat if you want to be like, oh yeah, I do that. Number one reason you're not manifesting the relationship that you deserve. Okay, let me just, again, before I dive right in, one more thing. Deserve, meaning you deserve happiness. You deserve the relationship that you wake up to and you go to bed to that you're happy with. That's so key. And I believe that fairy tale relationships are not just for out here like in Hollywood, right? They're not just in the movies. They're real. And love can be felt on an extremely deep level. And that's what I'm here to help you do, is to, maybe get out of your head a little bit in this workshop, even though I'm going to work on that mindset and get deeper into your heart. So let's go. Number 1, this is a big one. You ready? Is that you always have to fix the other person to turn them into what you want. Okay. This is for all my fixers in the house. These are for all the people that love to control the pieces. Let me know if this sounds like you. Okay. If you're a fixer upper, like you want to just fix, your intentions may be so good. If you just stop smoking those cigarettes, then you could do this. If you would just work out with me 3 days a week, you could just be like that. If you would just go on this diet with me or eat XYZ, you could just da. Okay. Let me know if like you could be like guilty. Let's switch guilty, because guilty is such like a low level, like shameful kind of energy. Let's just call guilty like oops. Okay. Can we, let's flip this right now. Okay. A really amazing flip to feeling guilty about anything, honestly, is oops. Oops, I'm human. Oops, I'm learning. Oops, I may have had something in my past years, I'm speaking as you, my fixer-uppers, that really shook my trust. And therefore, I cannot trust that you're just going to figure out this diet thing on your own. Therefore, I cannot trust that you're just going to figure out this, quitting cigarettes already. Therefore, I cannot trust that you're just going to work out one day. Let me just teach you and fix you and like show you the way. So you guys, I'm sharing this as an oops, because in so many cases, and you might be on the receiving end of this, okay? So now you're like, now let me fix you. Let me share this broadcast with you, right? If you're on the receiving end of this, okay? Then you're doing the same thing, but let's just talk about this for a minute. When you get so deep into fixing the other person, it often can feel like, from the other side, like you're being parented, not partnered. Okay, I'm going to say that again. It can often feel like you're being parented versus partnered. A true partnership is shared power. And there's something that's off in the level of trust. Not only that, when you're in a less partnership arrangement because you're pointing out everything that they might feel like they're not, at the same time, okay, you're shining a big flashlight on what might feel like their insecurity, what might feel like on the other side of, I'm clearly not good enough. And it causes a disharmony. Okay. So basically, again, both partners be the fixers. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. All energy is contagious. It's really, really common that you reflect one another in a relationship. It might come out different and it might sound different, right? The other person might be like, I wish you would just blah, blah, blah. Let me fix you. Can you not like talk to me like this, and that, right? They're trying to fix the way you're being. No matter how the fixing energy is coming from one side to the other side, it's often seen as a very top-down approach. What you want to do in a relationship, and this is why it's not manifesting a true fix, ironically, it's not fixing anything, because fixing anything comes from neediness and lack. And when you have a need to even fix something else, it's shining a light on void. It's shining a light on, again, an insecurity. So partnership to me is shared power. And versus I need to powerfully control you right now. Like if you would just eat this, work out here, do that, schedule here, let me make your plate, let me do this, let me do that. Because clearly it's like an underlying theme of, I don't trust that you would do it right on your own. And, I'm not saying this is you. I'm just saying this might be a part of you. And you know who you are, right? You know if you're on the receiving end of this. And yes, what you see in others is also active in you. So everything is somewhat reciprocal. But my point here in this, the point number one, because I've got to get through 5 points with you, right? Is that, again, partnership is shared power. Are you turning a relationship more toxic than it needs to be because you're skewing a bit of the power hungriness because you have a need to fix and a need to control? What you need to do is ask yourself, do I have, first of all, do I do this? And if you do, did you have some kind of shakeup, maybe even years ago, that shook your trust? It didn't even have to be in the area of relationships. It could just be something that shook up the trusting and the unfolding, especially when it came to other people. So when it comes to other people and you were like suddenly in an experience that shook trust at your core, you are then seek an over controlling feeling to feel safe, to feel happy, to feel in control, to feel like all the pieces are just falling into place for you. And to reflect that sometimes in your most loving relationships might be for you what feels the most safe, because this person may love you. So it's like the easiest place to just ooze all your fixing needs. Where another thing that's not you is you might be swirling right now in a lot of chaos, and also in another area of your life, maybe outside relationships. And when things are swirling, like in finances or in your schedule or your work or something with your parenting or your parents, health or something, what I want you to recognize in this moment, that could be a ding, ding, ding moment, an aha moment for you, is that, wow, I have a lot of chaos swirling outside of me in some other existing area of my life. Therefore, this feel like I need to control. Okay. This is what drives sometimes a lot of control in even other areas. I mean, many of you know me for my emotional eating courses and all kinds of things, because the hyper control of the power struggle with food, a hyper control with a power struggle with a relationship. Okay. Who you are and how it oozes into different areas. I'm telling you, if this is showing up for you, this is a big moment. Okay. That if you're in my courses and classes, make sure you take by the way, I'll just show you real fast. If this is speaking really deeply to you, make sure you take let me move this over so you can see it. Hold on. There. Do this course. The fastest way to get control of your life. It used to be called my Be Boss, Not Bossy course. Okay, it'll lead you step by step by step how to stop feeling the need to always be controlling the pieces and parts, especially when it comes to your relationship. Because again, on the other side, it's not a whole lot of fun to constantly feel like you're being controlled, right? Or that you're not going to be good enough for this person ever. So you'll see as I get into these next moments now, how important it is to just recognize these different things. The flip to this, okay, is that I desire a relationship where I trust in the unfolding, and I hold an expectation that my partner has the ability to rise to this vision that I have, okay, for us. And therefore, you're not trying to control the other person. You're in control of your vision. You are guardian of that vision. You are guardian of what you desire in your heart. And you trust in the unfolding that everybody's on their own path to get there. Because I could tell you, after coaching thousands of people, especially after owning gyms and different things in health and fitness and such, like nothing's less motivating than your partner shining light, being like, work out, do this, do that, and you feel like you're being dragged by your partner through different doors that you're not ready to open yet. And you're only feeling, again, the lack of it from the other person, who again has great intentions because they love you. So please just, as we kind of just roll into steps 2 through 5, if this step 1 is you need to relax. Okay. Relax, like your life depends on relaxing and letting go and trusting. And when you roll up your sleeves with me and do the deep dive work, whether you're in the next 6-week, deep dive manifesting course with me, where I'm doing private coaching with you like this, and you're working on this, or you're in my self-paced course and you're taking that one self-paced course, 5 steps, boom, 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 just start, because you need to relax. You need to trust in the unfolding, trust in the other person, and create the platform then that shines the light on everything that you want the relationship to be, not what they're not. And when you come from that love and abundance of everything that it can be, you shift. You don't need to say what's for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. You don't need to do all these, suddenly the need to do all these things dissolves and you calm down. And that relaxed version of you can create a very different dynamic that the other person will probably find a ton of relief in, and a ton of I can shine brighter now in. And you rise and the other person rises. It's amazing. So, okay. My repeat of the flip is, I deserve a relationship where I trust in the unfolding. I hold an expectation that my partner has the ability to rise to this vision that I see us both thriving in. Okay. And then you hold that vision. And Dulcinea, I see you in the chat saying, can you repeat that? So I just repeated it, but you're in my private group coaching. So, then it's about doing the work to match this vision. How do you hold this bar and actually turn this flip into reality? But at least for this 1 hour workshop, as much as I can dish you, just know that your work is literally to stop feeling exhausted and stop controlling all the pieces, relax a little, and just recognize, just develop a practice, whether you're hopefully working with me, to develop more trust in yourself, trust the process, trust the unfolding, trust in the other person, even if you have strong reference points from your past. We got to move forward. I just think it's really interesting, because when you love fixing other things and other people, and you give a new awareness that you want to solve something differently, you want to create a new solution versus fixing a problem, you already shift into a new energy. Just in that alone. Okay. That I want to solve from a place of love and abundance, that everything I have that's in my heart can come true. Okay. And I want everybody to rise to that. That's meant to be in my life. And I want to create these amazing platforms for all the people that I love, especially the closest relationships that have been challenging me. Oh, who knew that I actually needed to rise to this next level myself to create this new dynamic that can unfold this relationship in a much more beautiful next chapter. So I love that. I love that work. Gets me excited. I love seeing people take it to a whole other level with me. It's fun. All right, number 2. All right. So enough with the over controlling people. You promised me to relax. Can you make a commitment in the chat that you're going to relax? Okay, please. I was you. Number 2. This is for my givers in the house. Number 2 reason you are not manifesting your relationship that you deserve is because you put your own needs last. Okay. These are for all my self-sacrificing givers in the house that have gigantic hearts that I love so much. But if you are uncomfortable asking for what you need in a relationship, this is really deep. You may not feel like you deserve it. Okay. I'm going to say that again because it's deep. Okay. If you're not comfortable asking for what you need in a relationship that's in front of you, or one that you want to attract, it's because you may have a very deep feeling that you don't deserve it. So you give all day. You feel tired. You feel underappreciated. You feel like, everything kind of boils down to like a disappointment. And I love you because you've got a big heart, but the last person you're giving your big heart to is the most important person, which is yourself. And when you learn to, yes, you guys, absolutely, you can be one or all of these. And believe me, okay, I'm giving you some magic like shortcuts because of the tons of people that I've coached. So you can have conscious awareness to like, wow, I do this. Wow, I do that. Wow, I've been part of a relationship that does this. Or wow, I used to do this 10 years ago. Okay, whatever it is, just know that there's one thing that unites every human. Okay, even the celebrities and stars I coach out here in Malibu, to kids, to everybody struggles. Everybody. It is the one thing that unites us as a human race. Okay, struggle and love. Okay, we can all have pain. We can all tap into greater love. I always say, it doesn't matter who you are, how old you are, what you've been through, like where you are right now is the most important thing to me, because I can meet you exactly where you're at and help move you forward. So if this is you and you've been giving maybe your whole life, I really like, you're amazing again. You're the kind of person that people can rely on, but can you rely on you for you? The same energy you go so freely give to everyone else, or your business, or your loved ones, or your whatever that you care for. Do you give that freely to yourself? So if you're stuck in self-sacrifice mode, this is a big ding, ding, ding. You're not going to be attracting a partner who is then in constant appreciation and love of you. If anything, you might feel like people walk all over you because you're giving yourself so much so that you hold yourself down here. And therefore, people just expect it of you. And, you know, if you're like, can anyone just give me a thank you? Can anyone just like, hello, I just did this all day. If you're feeling like, hello, don't you see me? Like, don't you see what I'm doing? Like, if you feel like you got to rattle off your to-do list to people when they call you and you got to like complain so you get some compassion or appreciation from anyone, maybe even a stranger at the mailbox, like this is what I did. If you feel like you're constantly trying to like have to prove all the stuff that you're doing, and you need your own self-appreciation. You need to do the practice. I've got a great course for you on this one. If you're inside my classes, well, this one's always a juicy one. Is fear affecting your confidence? Because it might also be that you're fearing, you know, from past disappointments and failures. You may have had some past rejections that have led you to not feeling deserving. But I really wanted you to take a look at this one. Why you need to stop being so hard on yourself. Okay, there's juicy lessons in there to tap into more gratitude of who you are, the essence of who you are and how you creatively express yourself again and give that to everybody else. And then how to flip that back to yourself. So the flip for my givers, who this is so simple, who put yourselves last notoriously, so much so that you're known for it, but it, you know, because people are relying on you. This is your flip. You must put yourself first in 2022. Okay. You must put yourself first in 2022 because everybody that you love will see a different version of you. If you cannot find it because maybe you're rejecting yourself and, you know, again, maybe you feared it from rejection of the past, whatever you feel that you might even not feel like you deserve it. That's why you just give it. It's easier for you to just push it away from yourself, deflect it from you. Okay. This stops today. That's why you're on this broadcast. That's why you're meant to hear the top 5 reasons, because you can't be a magnetic match to appreciation and self-worth and self-value. Why isn't anyone valuing me? Why am I not paid my worth? Why is this not coming to me? Like, you cannot be a magnetic match to it if you're not gifting it to yourself. Okay. So that should be a ding, ding, ding for my givers. It's actually an easy fix. You know, but yet it feels hard because if it might feel guilty and shameful at first to just, you know, sit with number ones in the house, the people who are over controlling, and just relax. But for you, it's put your feet up, self-care, love on yourself, take notes every single day of, you know, why you have come so far. Like, you got to celebrate yourself like your life depends on it, because you don't celebrate yourself really at all. And if you don't celebrate yourself, other people aren't going to celebrate you. And if you don't celebrate yourself in all the little moments of life, you're not going to magnify them. And so there's so much of this for you in my courses and classes and coaching, that because when you flip this particular energy from putting yourself last, we've all been there. Maybe your strength was needed in other capacities, in other struggles. Maybe you had to take care of some really, really big challenges in your life, and you had to be put last for a while. It's okay. The reason you're here hearing these words right now is because today's that day that you draw the line in the sand and you say, I deserve happiness. I deserve to be a magnetic match to the relationship that I deserve, and I deserve to start gifting it to myself. So you gotta self-love practice. I mean, I'm notorious for it. I wish, you know, I mean, you guys know, well, by the end of the 6-week private group, people that are in my private group, you're going to have your daily routine so dialed of self-love and relaxation and flip its and all the things that I'm teaching you in a brush stroke in this broad workshop, like so dialed in into the daily that you'll not remember the version of you who put yourself last, because it will be so uncomfortable to the future version of you who celebrates the heck out of you, who says 2022 changed it all. So you do deserve the happiest version of you, and you deserve then to attract that into your relationships. So this is a real big one to me because it's love. So that's self-love. All right. Okay. So make a promise even in the chat or to yourself right now on paper, I promise that this is just an oops moment, to flip putting myself last to putting myself first. And then when I show up first for myself, I teach everybody around me how to treat me. I teach everybody around me that they should take care of their own happiness too. I teach everybody around me, even the people that I care about, that putting yourself last and exhausting yourself is really not the, best way most healthy way to run your life, because at some point you're just going to get really run down and exhausted and, all kinds of things. So let's flip that today. All right, number 3, this one's a juicy one. Oh my goodness. These are my line movers, the people who settle for less because they're scared. So my line movers mean that you keep moving the line in your relationships. You set a line and then you move a line. You set a line and then you move a line. And then you continue to accept less than what you want to tolerate in your relationship, in fear that you can't see the person that's in front of you and get the relationship that you deserve. So since you're scared that you're looking at the person and you're feeling like, I better move the bar down, because if I don't move the bar down for this person, I'm going to lose this person. And therefore, let me not get what I want and settle for less because I'm scared. And then it gets very hopeless. Okay. It gets extremely hopeless and a little bit alone when you keep settling and settling and moving the bar. And what's really unique about setting bars, and this is going to be part of your flip, is that I love that. I moved the bar higher. Beautiful. That's amazing, Lori. Right? We've been together for years. You're like, you guys, this is not the first time they say, don't draw the line and then move the line around other people. Yeah, this is not about changing someone else's behavior to make you happy, just like in the first version of the controlling people that are like, if I could just fix you, then I'd be happy. Then they'll feel like you're good enough. No. Okay, this is different. This is, you're doing something that's compromising what I want in a relationship, and that scares me. So let me readjust the terms of this relationship so I can feel better in this moment, but inherently I will keep like settling. I'll keep lowering my expectations. And it's not a great feeling, okay, to do that over and over, because what you're really doing is you're blocking something inside your heart. Your head is quantifying why you need to readjust this, other in fear that you might change the relationship, lose the relationship. Okay. But your heart is aching for, no, that's not what you want though. Okay. And when you don't listen to the desires in your heart, you broadcast a signal that you're willing to tolerate less than. Okay. And it is time to listen to your heart. This is another 2022 thing. This is why I launched the private group coaching, because I knew there were so many people that were ready to go way deeper into this, that have lowered their bar in all different categories of their life, right? We hit upon everything in private group coaching. This broadcast is specific to relationships, but a lot of people, if you're lowering your bar in this area, relationships that you're attracting that are then subpar to what's truly the desire in your heart, it will ooze into other areas of your life, because you bring you with you wherever you go. So if that's your broadcasted signal of here I am, I tolerate what I don't want, you are sending out, I continue to accept something that I'm not wanting. And the reason I go like this is because I teach you so strong to not only set a clear vision, but protect yourself and be the boundary guarder of your vision. You are the guardian of the vision in your heart. And what's happening in this case is that because you're scared and you're then resetting, again, you're shutting down your heart and you're letting your brain take the lead and justify, because of the evidence that you see in front of you, why you need to settle. And I am telling you, 2022 you is done with that. Okay, is done with that. D-O-N-E, my favorite word, done. Okay, so stop moving the line. Stop setting a bar and then moving a bar around other people's behaviors. What you really need to do, this is the flip. Okay, this is the flip. And let me show you, if you're in my courses, which courses to do. Make sure you absolutely, obviously take my manifesting course, because this covers some of these pieces. You need to set an extremely clear vision of what you do want. I'm pulling up another course, this one, 5 steps to turn your goals into reality, that one. Okay, because you need to go bigger and think bigger. And that vision, powerful vision of what you want in a relationship, that comes from your heart, the vision. I always teach insight is more powerful than eyesight. And you're looking at something and then moving the bar, but insight will tap you into the vision that you want that's inside your heart. You need to go bigger. And when you go bigger with, this is really what I want, you are going to broadcast a very different signal, because you're in a protective, loving space where the line, this is a big one, stops getting moved around other people and their behaviors. Like, don't do that or else. All right, then if this person does this or else, and the line gets put around yourself. The line is your own self-respect. The line is for you to protect. The line is around you, protecting your heart and the vision. And it's no longer about like readjusting it in this erratic way based on all the other person's actions, behaviors, choices, which just matched the old you. You can shift this and shift the relationship. So it is really, really a big thing, okay, in terms of lines. I'm not here to tell you whether to stay or go when it comes to relationships. That's not my job. That's your job, okay? My job is to help you paint what you do want in a relationship. And this is for my number 3 people, the line movers. It is not whether it's like, I don't know, I move the line. If you don't like, it's not about this person crossing or not crossing the line anymore. It's about you protecting your line and what you will do if that line for you inside your protected space is not being withheld. Like, then you're not protecting it. You're not being the energy that's inside it, guiding it with love. You are in fear and you're going against it. So this is a big one, and it's a deep one. If this is you, it's actually even something that I talked about in the 6-week transformation course. Again, back to you guys, if you're in my courses, even though this is like my 6-week deep dive, emotional eating and a lot of emotional stuff in that 6-week transformation course about becoming the healthiest version of yourself. That 6-week transformation course, one of the very first lessons is, it's a vision board stuff in it, but it is how to draw the line in the sand and not move it, like stop moving it. So I teach a lot of the how-to steps in the different areas in different various courses that you'll see. But the flip to this, for this broadcast sake, where you're learning tonight, the top 5 reasons why you aren't manifesting the relationship you deserve. Okay, again, with the focus on deserve, is you deserve in this flip, for my line movers, you deserve to be happy. You deserve to preserve a vision that you want to move towards, that's coming from your heart. You deserve that. And you deserve to crystallize it and see it so clearly for yourself. So immediately, like you will have different boundaries for yourself. Because what I found is when that's not crystal clear and it's a little wishy-washy, you're really at the mercy of a lot of other people's behaviors. And when you crystallize this vision and you crystallize being the guardian of it, you will not only carry yourself differently into every room and every relationship, everywhere you go, but those challenges will start to fade away, because you will no longer be a magnetic match to the fear that is coming at you. So that's a big, deep one. And that requires a lot more, but know that the flip of it that you need to start working on. If I don't ever talk to you again, this is like our only workshop that you ever do. I hope that's not the case, because I think you're stuck with me now. I always tell everybody that once you're in my heart and I kind of know you want something, like I already hold the bar. I hold the line for thousands and thousands and thousands of people, because I don't move that line for you. Okay, that is non-negotiable for me. When I know what's in your heart and you guys start telling me all these desires and what your problems list turn to your wish list, that's my job as your mindset coach. I don't see any other version of that in you but that version. And I will hold it for you on the days that you are feeling weak and you feel like you need to move the line. I will hold it for you until you're ready to hold it for yourself. And then when you shift, you hold the line for other people in a very powerful way. This is a big, 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 okay? Big, 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 big moment for you. If this is the first time that you're hearing this kind of thing from me, okay? Because I'm here for you for that. That's why I'm a mindset coach. So I hold that space, knowing that you can. All right, number 4. Oh, this is good. Okay, so just to repeat, so far, number 1 was you got to fix the other person to turn them into what you want. My fixers, my control people, the people who love to like hyper control all the pieces. I love you, my control freaks. In the house, I was one. Every now and then when I'm feeling a little anxiety in any area of my life, that's like, oh, Laura, be boss, not bossy, be boss, right? Boom. You can take any of these. Number 2, put your needs last. That was also me at one point, right? I have 3 kids, multiple businesses, blah, blah, blah. I'd always put myself last. Now I'm like, I'm number 1. I'm number 1. My family and kids even know that. I'm like, no, got to take care of myself. You got to take care of yourselves. Let's meet in 5 minutes. So number 1, put yourself first. Now, for those putting it last. Number 3, the line movers. You've been moving the line and settling for less. Stop. Okay, you deserve the best. Number 4, and then number 5. Number 4, you are always feeling judged. Judgy, 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 measured, quantified. Everything's full of judgment. You turn left and right, and there's judgment. Maybe it started in the relationship as a banter. Maybe it was fun, and then it turned into bickering, and now it's just plain old judgment. These are little daggers that are like kind of sometimes these like little backhanded comments that are thrown at each other throughout the day. And you get into a relationship and sometimes also feel like no one's ever good enough, or they're missing some pieces. You're always measuring. And that can be felt on the other side too, that person's never good enough for you, right? So if you always feel like you're on the receiving side of this, you're being judged and you're in constant defense. Okay, I just got to do a side note. Constant defense perpetuates attack. If you are always feeling attacked and you are always in defense mode, always having to explain yourself, always having to explain why, you are not manifesting the relationship that you deserve, because you are in perfect harmony with attack. You are like, bring it on. Let me defend myself so I can invite in more and more and more attack. Stop. Okay? You need to stop. You need to stop the defense and nip it, okay, in that moment. And again, you guys, in the 6-week transformation course, I go deep into this during transformation week in that 6-week course. But the problem with this is these are the kinds of people that are always measuring, always quantifying. That is the opposite of your heart. Your heart knows no limits. Your heart says unconditional. Your brain says, let me set conditions and buckets so I can start measuring everything to see how things compare and measure. That's your brain. That's fear also talking. Let me see if this is good enough. Let me see if you're good enough. Let me see if this is going to be, So this kind of goes sometimes hand in hand with number 1. Then you get extra controlling, right? So you then suddenly, well, clearly I got to now control all the pieces. And then number 1. So you'll see how some of these tendencies kind of connect. But this is a very reciprocal energy when you're being judged or you feel like you're judging others. Judgment is coming from the opposite of love. Okay. It is literally love moving in the wrong direction. You're starting to worry and you're starting to like assume that things need to be measured. And so that's really a reflection. The flip is that you need to stop judging inside yourself. Judgment starts from within, and it is a feeling, it likely from not feeling like things are good enough. I'm clearly not doing enough. I am not enough. I must have to do more. This person must have to be more. It comes again like into this whole like like, hey Laura, I'm all about high standards. No, I get it. I'm about high standards too, but not to again shine a light on everything that you're not or everything that your partner is not. That is not self-love at all. That is not going to, help a relationship manifest in a most beautiful way. So don't try to mask it that you like nice things and that you like things done 100%. You can have that too. But when you have it from the loving and abundant side versus feeling a neediness and lack, and let me measure upside, that is a completely different shift in energy. So stop making like pros and cons list of, oh, this is so good about this person, but this is so bad about this person. Whatever you feel is what you see. So if you're feeling 70% not good enough that day, you're going to see the person in a 70% like he or she or whoever it is not good enough for you either. Whatever you're feeling inside yourself with judgment is exactly what you will reflect upon in the relationship, in your pros and cons list. If you're feeling 70% pretty good and 30% not so good, your pro list will be 70%, 7 reasons out of 10 reasons why like this relationship's good, and it'll say 3 reasons why it is not so good. This is the measuring stuff that has to go. Okay. So if you need the flip in terms of judgment, it is 100% like it is 100% self-love, because when you're judging, you are measuring and quantifying and collecting evidence, and that is a brain activity. You're trying so hard to justify, defend, and it is not coming from the most powerful place, which is your heart. It is coming from a very powerful place in your brain. So if you are so stuck in defense, judgment, measuring, you then know, oh my goodness, I'm actually being a magnetic match to attackers. So that's really huge. Okay. If I am not the one judging, but being judged, okay, then you need to go to this lesson, because I give you step by step in my transformation week. Okay, these are all so good, but this lesson is juicy tips. I walk you through the 5 steps. So the flip is you need to handle judgment like a pro. You need to learn to turn up your self-confidence meter, turn down your self-doubt meter. And there's a few things in here in this transformation week that are also very key to all these things that are all the work behind what I'm sharing with you. So I'm sharing with you that you need to stop judging yourself. You need to open up. The flip is you need to open up your heart even more, because your brain is allowing fear to control this process. Your brain is allowing the measurements. And what you need to do in this transformation and let go is, am I testing this relationship? Am I trusting this relationship? Am I labeling it and I'm putting labels and limits on it? Like, how do I handle judgment like a pro? Are these people acting this way because, is my partner acting this way because they're scared they might lose me? So I'm getting judged in this moment. Do I need to the answer is always love. Do I need to pour more love on this relationship right now because their judgment is actually a ding, ding, ding indicator that they're scared that I'm moving farther away from them? So they're judging me to even get me like negative attention to bring me back. There's so much inside this lesson. That's why I spend a whole week in the 6-week transformation course on just all that transformation of removing the labels and limits. Because when you remove the labels, you remove the limits that are coming from your brain. So everything wrapped in judgment. Oh, hi, Heather M. said, one of my favorite lessons. I mean, I've taken the 6-week transformation course in the last 7 years. I've designed it, over, I think 10 years ago. In the last bunch of years, I think I've taken it, I don't know, 18, 19, 20 times. I've gone through my own course and content as a student. And each time I go deeper with even just that week of lessons, because this one's deep. If you're reciprocating judgment and you're feeling judged all the time and you're on constant defense, there's so much to work on to let go of the labels, let go of the limits, stop the measuring, and ultimately love yourself deeper, because that is a reflection that will eventually remove those labels that are coming from your brain. Yes, it is like peeling away, peeling away the labels, peeling away the layers. And when you do, you're left with the truth that's underneath it all. Okay, the truth underneath all those stickers, all those labels, all those judgments that you've been slapped with or seeing as flaws in the other person. When you're seeing these flaws constantly, not only is that not great for the relationship, but it's likely because you're feeling very much judgment inside yourself. You're probably your biggest critic. You're probably not the easiest person to work with yourself when you fall down in any category of your life. Like, you may beat yourself up and be very difficult with yourself and hard on yourself. So if you're very hypercritical of your own self, again, because don't mask it behind because you like that things done right or well. It's because you're being really hard. You're letting your brain in the lead. So there's a process again. And you guys, when you're in my courses and classes or in my coaching, so much gets taught over, again, many of you have been with me for years. Some of you are brand new, but there's so much to allow even this 1 hour to sink into your heart and just have more conscious awareness from this day moving forward of the things that you want to shift and change. You have the rest of your life to do it. So don't worry, right? Relax. My number 2 people or number 1 people, relax, right? All right. So that was number 4. You feel like you're being judged. You likely are judging yourself. You need to practice less judgment. That is why I always go back onto self-love. Okay. This last one, number 5, is really another major top 5 reason that you might not be manifesting the relationship that you deserve. And it's because you're closed to love. Okay. You are literally closed to receiving love. This is for my people who, when you think about loving someone, you only feel pain. Okay. Somehow love equals pain. And I'm here to remind you that there comes a time in your life, whatever day that is, where your greatest pains can become your greatest strengths. And I say that with deep, deep, deep love in my heart for all of you and everybody that I have the opportunity to work with and coach, is because if you're moving about your world through a lot of pain, and you need to, at times, cocoon yourself in to heal from some kind of past trauma or something that you were exposed to that reflected that love did not exist maybe in a healthy way for you. Okay, this is really deep. I am a mindset coach to help you from this day moving forward, to develop the practices that you need, again, to open your heart to your own self, to receive and allow in the love that you actually deserve, that maybe you've never received. I've worked with countless people from even from childhood who have never, ever, ever received the kind of love, especially even from potentially figures that were supposed to show them what, a healthy, loving relationship was. But maybe you can't go back and change the beginning, correct? But from this day forward, you have an opportunity to shift the ending. From this day forward, I always tell people, you're in chapter 7, chapter 8, who knew that chapter 7 could feel so difficult and struggly that chapter 8 unleashed it all for you in your life. You started to receive in the love that you so much wanted, but maybe have been too scared to even open yourself up to because all it meant for you in the past was pain. So I am never here again as a mindset coach to diminish or try and poke at the pain, because that's there. I am here to teach you about embracing where you are in this moment, because now moving forward is really what we have. Okay, we don't have whatever happened anymore, but too many people are carrying so much past pain as baggage into every decision that they're making every single day. And in this moment, I just want to offer you a tool that we love to give at Strong Confident Living and inside our content and in our coaching, which we call it the free pass. A free pass to you, from you, to just create the space for yourself, to allow in the love that you absolutely deserve, to create the space, whether it's 5 minutes here, 2 minutes there, 30 seconds here, to feel the happiness despite the weights that have been on your shoulders or the struggles and past pains that you've endured. And again, I'm not here to show you, I mean, I will show you eventually how to shrink them. And I'm not here to shrink your, like, those challenges, because I'm sure we could sit down and you could tell me some terrible things possibly that you've been through. And I bet a lot of people on this chat can do the same. But in you sharing that with me, it doesn't help me move you forward. You can share that with other people who might, deal with healing traumas and other things, but my role is extremely different. As a mindset coach, again, my role is to help you today moving forward, create new space despite all of that, so you can carve out a new pathway that you've never carved out before. So for my people who are just experiencing that I cannot manifest the love that I deserve, because all I feel when I feel like the idea of love is complete pain, I am telling you that the flip to that is making tiny little spaces every single day to allow yourself to experience joy to you, from you. The free pass is like not a free pass to condone anyone's behavior. It's not a free pass to that thing didn't exist. It's a free pass for you, again, to create something new for you, because you can still look in the mirror and say, I deserve love. I deserve to have an amazing relationship. I deserve, because love shared becomes exponential, okay, with other people. We see that all the time inside Strong Confident Living, the community of the most beautiful people on the planet, all on their own paths, charging forward and creating massive change, is because everybody is on their own journeys with this. But it is I want to create the space for myself. I want to work on my mind. I want to work on expanding my heart. I want to work on manifesting the relationship I deserve, starting with me, to me, from me, little moments of joy, how to snack on happy, how to say, I do deserve to look out at that blue sky and feel pain. I do deserve to look at this person that's in front of me, wanting to possibly give me love, and receive that love, receive the compliment that's coming your way. Stop deflecting love. Okay. And that's a big ding, ding, aha moment for a lot of people, because again, maybe you've had lots of different things in your past. That may be very, very true for you. But I'm very, very excited, because with awareness, you can change anything. You came here to planet Earth. I always say, we've got a round trip ticket. We came, we'll go. We came, one day we'll go. We don't know when that is. And what's so amazing is when you're here, you're meant to expand yourself into this expression of who you are meant to be on this planet. I fully believe in my heart that is a loving being who's meant to be loved and meant to express love and meant to, be in as much shiny, bright, loving, protective energy that you could possibly be in. And when you start to gift that to yourself, you will change quickly. So the big flip to that is, again, similar to the people who are putting their needs last. Okay, that kind of goes hand in hand. It's a very big self-love practice throughout the day where you are snacking on happy, you're patting yourself on the back, you're receiving love to you and from you, and you are making it something that you do like non-negotiably for the rest of your life. And it does not have to be a big step to make big change. Something that you will learn in my courses and classes is absolutely that you will step into the up spiral from the down spirals of life, and that it's 1 degree. With the tiny little steps, you can make massive change when you're coming from a loving place and not a fearful place. So those are my top 5. You do not need to close yourself to love for the rest of your life. You can close in and cocoon in and protect yourself for a while, and then you'll break out just like a butterfly. Okay, you will literally then be able to, once you've given it to yourself in your own private setting, in your own space, that you've been giving yourself this love, you will emerge brighter. So it's really awesome. So you guys, I have been really so excited to dish this to you. These top 5 reasons that you may not be manifesting the love that you deserve. If you want to work with me further and you are not currently in our programs, these are some things and specials that are coming up. Well, number 1, obviously, our special offer if you are brand new and you're not inside any of my courses or classes, you can just go to Strong Confident Living, go to special offer, and you will see that there's 6 weeks. Just start binging on any of that self-paced content. We made it no brainer. Okay, you could literally just do 6 weeks, one time, not a recurring charge, and you will literally just dive into all the online content. You'll be a member of the 6-week access pass, which means you get invited to things like this. Oh, juicy thing. You guys, if you are a member in any of these things, this weekend, I'm going to be doing a live Q&A about this for any member, whether you're in the $19.99, whether you're in a monthly member, you're in my private group coaching, or you're a private client of mine. I am going to do on Sunday morning a Q&A. Like, you can post, you'll see it post out tonight. I'll show you where that is. And I'm going to do a live Q&A with you on any questions that you have about these 5 things. So you just have to join one. If you're not already in, just join one of these things and you'll be in on the next members only Q&A about this topic, the relationships that you deserve. So you can start percolating on the things that you might want to ask me, and then you could post the questions. I'm going to answer them live. Okay, so get in on the 6 weeks. Monthly members, you guys have the nitty gritty on everything. You do the monthly workshops with me. This is February's workshop, and that's the monthly coaching event, and that's $30 a month. You get access to all the self-paced content. Members also, monthly members get $100 off to the private group coaching. So the next one's launching March 10th to April 18th. The private group coaching is working with me just like in this Zoom, but in a very hands-on way. The private group of coaching people who are still in the chat can tell you a little bit about, they're 3 weeks in, what they're experiencing, how they're loving it, like how they're changing so quickly, what's working for them. If you want to work with me hands-on, that's what this is. It's 12 sessions, it's 6 weeks, and it's Mondays and or Thursdays. So basically we meet either Monday night exactly at this time, 8 to 9 Eastern time, or Thursday daytime, depending on where you are in the world. Thursday, it's at 3 o'clock Eastern. So depending on, again, where you are in the whole world, I try to make it at 2 very different times with the expectation that you may just make 1 per week. So if you can make 1 per week on Thursdays, I do the lesson release. Okay, so I release the lesson and I have you actually, like kind of in tonight's workshop, I have you roll up your sleeves, take out paper, and I lead you through exercises. So it's like a workshop with not just note taking, like here, this is actually what you have to do. These are the steps. This is your homework. You have then from Thursday, when I release that, a lot of people watch the recording of that one unless you're able to attend that one live. And then you have till Monday to post questions about it. So you have the whole weekend to work on the homework, do it, think of questions. And then on Monday, well, not only am I answering the questions throughout the whole time, and you have a private Q&A forum with me, you then see your questions get answered, or you can ask questions verbally on Monday night. If you're not able to attend Monday, then you just see your question get answered and you get to watch the recording. So again, it's like you can do either or both, and either or both days. But the private group coaching is deep level manifesting. The first 2 weeks are dedicated to getting unstuck and really like acknowledging with your brain what you want and what you don't want, and how to give yourself this free pass to completely create something different. You cannot go through this content and dramatically be unchanged, because every week is super deep stuff. So week 1, week 2 is all about getting unstuck. Week 3 and 4 is about learning to see past the problem by using your heart. Okay, so weeks 1 and 2 is kind of like your head. Weeks 3 and 4 are like me moving you into your heart space so you can go into a more limitless place and envision what you truly want and see past all these current struggles. And then by the end, weeks 5 and 6, it gets really juicy, because you start to get all these tools and then how to assimilate these tools into your everyday routine. So by the end of the 6 weeks, you are like introduced to and reinforcing a lot of the tools, the practical how-tos, and then how to bring it into your everyday. So you're leaving the 6 weeks a different person with a lot of different skill sets and tips and tools that you can just start like practicing immediately. That's like what I would do if I was privately coaching you one-on-one. My private coaching is a lot, more than that in terms of a commitment. It's a 3-month process or a monthly process when I work with people one-on-one, and it is a commitment at least for 3 months. So the 3-month package also includes a day here with me in Malibu. And if you're interested in that, just email me and I could always share much more information about that. I'm currently full until like April, but I am taking on a few clients at a time on a one-on-one private level. So that is everything, you guys. I try to make something for everybody. I have tons of free content for the world. Make sure you're please following me on TikTok and Instagram. And if you're in Facebook, join our kick-ass people in the Strong Confident Living community. I do tons of lives and I post out as much content as I can to give to the world as often as I can. And that's like always available to everybody. So please, share that with people. And then if you're not already in the self-paced, at least get into the self-paced stuff and start working on that. Join the membership, become part of the community. They're amazing people and they'll become some of your best friends. And then if you're interested in the group coaching, it's an amazing, amazing process. I've been really looking forward to it and launching it in 2022, and here I am. So thank you so much. I can't wait to read through all the comments. And the next group coaching again is launching March 10th, and it's available at strongconfidentliving.com. So thank you so much. Oh, I love it. Thank you for this webinar. So much good here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I will again read through all the chats. I love you all. Like you all deserve so much, and just know you're all inside my heart. I have very high visions for all of you, and I'm your biggest cheerleader. So I can't wait to meet you and see you inside my content. For all my members, thank you. You already know how much you all mean to me. You're an extension of our Strong Confident Living family. Mwah, mwah, and mwah. All right, people, have a beautiful, beautiful day or night wherever you are. And thank you so much for attending. Make your relationships rock. Bye.